Good morning, you guys, and happy Sunday. One of my favorite things are the mornings before going to church. They're just so slow and quiet. It is currently 7:47. I had set my alarm for 7. I laid in bed a little bit and scrolled on my phone, but I have yet to make my bed and have a cup of coffee. Needing this morning. So good. And I'm also going to ice roll my face. I love ice rolling my face in the summer during the hotter months. I would wake up, go sit on my patio, my porch, and drink my coffee, ice roll my face, journal, read the Bible. Peak vibes. I probably could sit outside this morning, and maybe I will. It is a little bit warmer today, which kind of leads me into what I'm debating on wearing to church today. These wide leg jeans, the wide leg jeans I got from Old Navy, or this dress. I don't know if it's doing too much because it can fall under a very summery dress. However, colors of the flowers are more fall-esque, so I think it could work because it is a warmer day. Like, I think it's gonna be 25 and sunny. Yesterday I got this tea tree oil soap bar from a health nutrition store near me. It's from the brand The Soap Works, and it's made in Canada, which is pretty cool. But it's a soap bar of tea tree oil, and tea tree oil is super good for your skin. And I used to use tea tree oil products on my face, but I thought it would be nice to have a soap bar to use in the shower. You guys see it literally says tea tree oil on it. But I'm gonna take the next little bit to journal and read the Bible and just quiet my heart and prepare myself for whatever the sermon may be today. Okay, first, of course, I have my Bible. This one is particularly from Hosanna Revival, and it is in the ESV, so English Standard Version. I like the font of this one, and then I can write on the sides. Again, this one is from Hosanna Revival. And then I always have a journal. This one is from Indigo, super cute. And then currently I am going through this book. It's called Disciplines of a Godly Woman by Barbara Hughes. This morning I think I'm going to finish chapter 8. I have a couple pages left that I didn't finish off from yesterday, so I'm going to finish that chapter. And then I think today I want to read from Philippians. The verse of the day is Philippians 4:19 in the YouVersion app, and that verse is speaking very well into my situation and kind of what I'm worrying about and working through. So I think that that'll be a good passage to park on and meditate on. If you're interested in the particular highlighters and pens that I use, so I have colored pens from the brand Mr. Pen. My highlighters are from the brand Mr. Pen as well. And then I use this Energel Pentel 0.3 pen. I love this pen. I love that it's a 0.3, so it's super thin and then good to use when writing directly in my Bible. And then I've got like sticky notes, post-its in here. Pencil case and ruler are from Temu, so that's that. Okay, it's stuff times to get ready. I'm gonna start with my makeup. Let me just rearrange you guys here. I feel like this angle is a little weird. Okay. Okay, it's time to get ready. I'm gonna put some makeup on. Let me take these eye patches off. I'm going to start with what I always start with, and that is this complexion stick from Merit. This is in the shade Oak. I like to put this under my eye, on my nose, a little bit on my forehead here, my chin, and then around the nose. I don't know why, that's just always the way that I've done it. I treat it a little bit like highlighting, so that's why I put it on the nose. One thing that I was reflecting on during my quiet time this morning was the balance between God's sovereignty and our will. God isn't always going to show us the full picture. Actually, it's very rare that he's ever going to show us the full picture. If he shows you, then let me know. But from my experience, it doesn't really work that way, or it hasn't worked that way. And I think that God is intentional about that, because at least for me, if I knew the whole story, I'd probably run in advance of God and start doing it without him and in my own strength. So in that reflection, I was reminded to just take the next step that I know to take. And in prayer, I think sometimes I'm guilty of asking God, oh, what's your will in this? What's your plan? But he's literally made it clear what my next step is, or I know deep down what the next thing I need to do is, but it's me who maybe is scared to make that decision, or doesn't want to, or doubts that it's the right decision. And then it just leaves me paralyzed and stuck. I did of the verse where it says that God will make straight our path, but it's step by step. His word is a lamp unto our feet. And so yeah, I don't know, I have this image just in my head where, let's say you have a flashlight and you're shining it down at your feet. As you're moving forward, you don't see the whole way. You see like, okay, this is where I step next, and then this and this, and the next step isn't often revealed or seen or shown until you take that first step that you know to make. And even now in talking about it, I'm reminded of the passage in James where it says that faith without works is dead. I think that's definitely twofold. I think that's like our saving faith, like when we first put our faith in Jesus, and how if you are truly abiding in Jesus and believing in him, then you're going to bear fruit, and in that there's works. But I think the other side to that is in the everyday life and in the details. You can't, for example, pray for a new job and not be putting yourself out there and applying for jobs or whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be jobs. Prayer is one part of it, but again, faith without works is dead. So moving forward, taking the next step. And I think one of the beautiful things, or one of the things that I'm coming to realize is a beautiful thing, is that there is no formula, and it's a relationship. So what quote unquote works for me, or how God works in my life, may not be the way that he works in your life. And for me, that's a good reminder for me when I'm looking at other people's lives. How he works in their lives is not necessarily going to be how he works with me and in my life. It's personal, it's a relationship. God knows me and my weaknesses and where I fall short and where I need to be refined. So I even think that's a good reminder to not fall into the trap of comparison either. Okay, this is the dress that I was talking about, and as I was pulling it out of my closet, I do think it's a little bit too light and summery. This is the jean that I was talking about. It's the one that I got from Old Navy. But while I was looking for the jean and the dress, I also came across this skirt that I thrifted in Vancouver. And to be honest, I haven't worn it a lot because I liked it when I tried it on, but something about when I put it on or when I brought it home just didn't look as nice. But maybe let's try this on and see what it looks like. Okay, this is the outfit that I have landed on. I chose the jeans. I'm wearing these brown Nike Dunks, this blue top from Uniqlo. I decided to just put my hair in a ponytail, and then this purse from Winners. That took a lot longer than I wanted it to, but I'm pretty happy with where we've landed. I've been home from church for some time now, and I don't know why, but I'm in a very like hyperactive mood. So I need to slow down. I've just been transferring all the clips for this week's vlog onto my laptop because I'm going to head off to the cafe. Well, actually, let's backtrack a little bit. I'm about to go off and do some of my favorite things. I want to go to HomeSense, the mall. Actually, maybe just HomeSense. HomeSense / the mall. We'll see. The coffee shop. And then the gym. In what order, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking mall, cafe, gym. First things first, I'm going to pack my gym bag. I'm going to use this tote from Lululemon. You'll see a theme here that it's going to be a lot of Lululemon today. But I'm going to bring these dance studio pants. I'm going to bring this gray t-shirt. I should figure out what this is called, but I have this in gray and black, and I alternate between the two when I go to the gym. And then I'm also going to bring a pair of shorts because I want to sit in the sauna after, and I don't want to wear pants in the sauna. So that's my gym bag packed. I just have to put some running shoes in here. And then I need to pack away my laptop. And then definitely can't forget my charger. The battery on my laptop has been so bad, and it actually gives me a warning to like take it to the Apple store and get the battery health checked out, but I haven't had time for that, and it's fine. I just keep it plugged in and it stays on, so for now it's fine. And then I'm also going to bring my pencil case because one of the things that I want to go get is a planner for 2025 into 2026. which is crazy, and I want to start writing in there, so I'll bring all my stationery in here, and I think that's good. I left HomeSense and now I'm in the parking lot at the mall. My trip at HomeSense unfortunately was a fail. I went in looking for two things, a planner and fall bed sheets. Not just looking for bed sheets though, I'm looking for a duvet cover, and they had sizes for king and queen beds, but I only have a twin bed, so there weren't many options. I think I just need to order that off of Amazon or take a trip to IKEA. And then secondly, planner. They did have, none of them were super speaking to me, except for one actually, like the outside of it, but then the inside had a bunch of random weird quotes that I didn't like. And then there was another one that I liked the interior of it, but the outside wasn't speaking to me as much, and so I just opted to not choose any of them. The main reason why I want to get a planner is for meal planning, to be able to write down what meals I'm planning for the week. And now that I'm talking out loud, and since I'm already at the mall, I might quickly stop by Indigo. I don't think I need a full planner for that, but it would be nice to have those, you know, those sheets where it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like weekly planning sheets, and I think that that might work just as well. And honestly, a piece of paper will just work as well, but I don't know, the vibes and aesthetic of just having something dedicated towards it, I like. That was a successful trip to the mall. I went to Indigo and was able to find this planner. I opted for a planner instead of the sheet that I was talking about. This one is a similar vibe to the one that I was looking at HomeSense, but the inside is a lot better. So we'll flip to July 2026, and you have the month at a glance, and then you have a week at a glance, and a page at the end of the whole month with some note options. And I love this little magnetic portion as well, and I just love the feel of the leather. This is the brand Noda, and I love this brand when I get notebooks from Indigo as well. The notebooks I usually gravitate towards are from the brands Noda or Fringe, and sometimes they do collabs as well. And then I also got some mall sushi. I think this will hold me over while I go to the cafe, and then I'm gonna go to the gym after the coffee shop. I know I'm using cafe and coffee shop interchangeably, but the tough things with cafes or like fancier, more aesthetic coffee shops is that they close so early, so it's already 4:33. So I think everywhere that I would want to go that's a little bit more aesthetic and cute vibes is going to be closed. So it's either opting for Starbucks or Tim Hortons. When I have some time to think about where I want to go, I'm going to enjoy this first. I've been sitting in the car for the past like 10 minutes just scrolling on my phone, but also so exhausted. I'm just debating between whether I should go home or stay out and kind of push through, because I don't want to take a nap. I want to be able to sleep early tonight in order to wake up early tomorrow and get my week started off on a good note. And if I go home, I think I'm going to end up falling asleep, and then that's going to ruin my sleep schedule. But I'm so tired. I think when I was hyper a few clips ago, I was just running off of some sort of adrenaline, and usually I do take a post-church nap, so I'm really feeling it right now. The thing is I've had 2 coffees today as well, before church, one before church, and then one after church. You know, that might be why I had that burst of energy, and then I'm crashing now. The sun is setting and I finished at the gym. I'm so glad that I went and I got that workout in. I also sat in the sauna, and going to the gym and working out, sitting in the sauna, all that good stuff, going on walks, whatever it is, staying active. For me, it's not only for my physical health, but also my mental health. The amount of mental clarity that comes after going on a walk or doing a workout is crucial for me. It's so important. And I find that especially when I'm sitting in the sauna, it really clears my mind and allows me to think through things and process through things. Anyways, today I was processing through the sermon that I listened to at church today, and we're going through a series that's rooted in abiding in Jesus in John 15, where Jesus says that apart from him we can do nothing, and to abide and remain in his love. Anyways, today was about solitude and quiet and being still before the Lord, and there was a little part on prayer where the pastor referred to the prayer that Jesus made prayed to the Father right before he was about to go on the cross. I believe it's in Matthew, the passage where he says, "Not my will, but yours be done." Anyways, the pastor pointed out that Jesus goes through his feelings, his desires, but then ends with trust. And I think for me in my prayers, I'm always talking. I rarely ever pause and slow down to listen. Even if I say I'm listening, there's just so much noise in my head, or I don't stay still long enough and like end up picking my phone up or something like that. And then as I was reflecting, I was like, why can't I just be quiet and shush? And one thing that came up was, is God gonna know? And the response to that, this is like my internal dialogue, is God knows better than I do. He knows my feelings and the desires of my heart better than I do. And so I'm gonna make it a point this week to listen. I've been really bad at going on my phone first thing in the morning, and my excuse is that I will set a couple of alarms on my phone. But enough with that excuse. I have a regular alarm clock for that very reason, so that I wouldn't have to pick up my phone first thing in the morning. Anyways, that's my little debrief session for today. My post sauna thoughts, maybe we can make that a little bit of a series, because I always get, again, like such a clear mind and good thoughts after I sauna. But those are today's post sauna thoughts, and I'm gonna go home and start getting ready for bed. I thought I would show you guys what I'm using for my skincare tonight. First, I'm going to use this BHA 2% Gentle Exfoliating Toner from Anua. For some reason, my scalp and skin feels so dry today. Now I'm going to use this niacinamide serum, also from Anua. This is one of my favorite serums. I think this is my like 3rd bottle of this. It's so good. And then lastly, I'm going to go in with this cream from Medicube. It is the Deep Vita C Capsule Cream. It's a vitamin C cream. It's so cool because it has these yellow capsules in it, which is the vitamin C. I've actually already turned off my phone for the night. I shut it off and put it up on the shelf over there. I'll show you guys in just a second the alarm clock that I use. It's a Hatch dupe, so it's a sunrise alarm clock, which I love because it helps me wake up not so groggy and tired. And oftentimes I actually find I wake up before the alarm just with the way that the light slowly turns on. Here's what the alarm clock looks like, and this is what it looks like when you turn it on, and then there's a bunch of different colors as well. This one is off of Amazon, and it was super affordable as well. Off the top of my memory, I think it was like $60, $65, something like that. A lot cheaper than the Hatch. I think some Hatches go up to like $300. I would say this one definitely does the job. I'm going to set my alarm for 6 a.m. in the morning. It's currently 9:08, so I would say that that's a solid amount of sleep. Anyways, guys, I am going to log off for the night. Simple and not profound as this may sound, tonight I am just so thankful for life itself. I'm reminded of the song Great Are You Lord, and I think it's in the bridge that it says, "It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, we pour out our praise." And I think that that's such a good reminder that it is God who sustains life. And therefore, if we're here right now with breath in our lungs, what a gift and a privilege that is. And my prayer and my hope and my desire would be that I live in a way that honors God and live in a manner that is worthy of the gospel. Thanks guys for spending this day with me, this Sunday with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next one.